Hello everybody. Just gonna see if anybody pops on. This might be a disaster because I'm having to use my Wi-Fi phone. Hello, Miss Janet. How are you? So I'm just going to be doing a little bit of floral preservation tonight with some Q&A if anyone has any questions regarding floral preservation. And I'm just going to talk about the differences between why we would want, especially for resin preservation, specifically we want to make sure that our flowers are completely dry. They will rot. Hi Bada Bing, how are you? Welcome in. Hi, user 47712 and Kivo. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for coming. This is my first live by myself, kind of a spontaneous thing, so it may not be your thing, and it may be. I'm not doing any bracelets or jewelry tonight, still floral preservation. But what I'm going to talk about is how to prepare your flowers for resin. And the reason why you want to dry your flowers before resining specifically is because if they're not completely dry before you put them in the resin, they actually will decay in your resin. So just because you put them in resin will not stop that. So you see all these people that put like food and candies and things in their resin. Yeah, that's going to rot. It's just going to rot. So these are some yellow roses that I picked up. They are what I would call day-old flowers. So when you're doing floral preservation, you want to try to get the flowers when they're the freshest, okay? So when you look at around the edges here, you see how they kind of not really look burnt, but they're just a little bit rough. And there was these petals here, and you can see you have to clip those off because those are already decaying. So you want to make sure that you get those off, okay? So basically, I have clipped these roses, and you want to clip them at a 45-degree angle when you clip them off the stem. Now, if you want the stems in your projects, you can dry those stems as well, but you always want to clip them at a 45-degree angle because that gives it more surface area at the stem so the silica can help dry the base. All right. So once you get them out, any of these bruised petals, anything like that, you want to just clip those off. And like I said, these are not super fresh, so they're not going to be perfect regardless. Flowers are not perfect, but I still save the petals that aren't already rotted because I can still dry those and put them in pendants or other things like that. Now, some preservationists will take this flower and just kind of spread it out and make it really big. I typically don't. I like to put more flowers in my projects, and I like to keep the natural look, but that's completely up to your preference, okay? So like I said, I have clipped these roses, and this was one that was left, and I want to show you, this is not rot, it's just it has a green around the edge of it. I'm still going to clip those off just because if you can see that's really watery, and I'm trying to get any excess water out. I'm trying to monitor comments too, I'm sorry. Hello, those that have come in. All right, these can sometimes be pushed back when you put them in your silica gel, but sometimes when they're just really stubborn, I'll just go ahead and snip them off. But do not snip them all the way back here, because this is what's holding your petals together. So when you dry them and you take them out, these will all start falling apart. So try to keep as much of this as you can. And if you have to clip it, you can clip it down to about the level of that stem. And that's good, because you don't want it to be any further, because you want this to be directly down on that silica, okay? So I've got a couple of different roses today, and I've got some little purple flowers that I did as well. So like I said, I'm trying to watch the comments, but I have one of those screen filters on my phone, so if everyone can hear me okay. All right, so basically, I use Wise Dry products, and it's only because I have done trial and failure with a lot of other products. I used Activa for a while, but it has the blue crystals in the silica, and that creates a lot of dust, and it's more toxic. So I had talked to a lot of floral preservationists, and they recommended me trying the Wise Dry brand. And once I did, anytime I would have to go back to the Activa brand, I was never fully happy with my results. So I have basically gotten rid of all of my Activa brand, and I'm only using Wise Dry. Now this is one of their baskets, and this thing is amazing if you do floral preservation, and even if you don't. So you know, like the lettuce keepers and things like that, it's similar to that. You have this basket, you lift it up, and all of your silica gel falls down in between here, so you're not scooping and digging and breaking your dried flowers. So I love this basket. I can't say enough about it. You can get them on Amazon. There is a link in my bio to the basket, and there is a link in my bio to the gel. It comes with this lid, so you can put the date, like the month and the day, depending on what you're drying, so you can kind of keep track so you don't over dry things. Now, my rule of thumb was always with roses, I would say 3 weeks. So someone else was like, you know, I think you could do it a little bit shorter periods of time and get the best results. So I went ahead and pulled them out at about 10 days. They looked great. They really did. I put them in an airtight container, and within a week, they had started wilting. They were not completely dry, even though they kind of felt that way. So I lost 2 batches of roses because I listened to somebody else, okay? So 10 days for roses, I'm gonna say give it minimum 14 and then check them, okay? But it's not gonna hurt them to go a little bit longer. Just remember, in floral preservation though, red roses and red flowers are going to dry darker. I'm not saying they're gonna turn black, but they're going to be darker. These yellow roses will still be yellow, but they will have a darker color to them. And that is just simply because you are drying them out. A lot of people who want their floral preservations from their bridal party, they think it's going to look exactly like that when they get it back. Now, there are some very, very talented artists who dry these flowers out, and then they go back and hand paint them to make them look fresh. But you have to understand, especially if you're working with a customer, you need to let them know, look, these are going to look like dried flowers. Some of them are going to look like they just came out of the florist. Some of them are not. But you need to be completely, open with the customer and with yourself. Things that are dead are not going to look the same as they were alive. So don't think that you're going to have this perfect flower. And granted, I have done some roses and you couldn't tell. I've done hydrangeas and they look like they just got clipped off. But white roses and red roses will turn darker. So the white roses typically go cream, and the red roses typically go a deep burgundy. If you overdo it, they will be black. Does anybody have any questions so far before I start putting this in silica? If not, I'll go ahead and get started. Because tonight I've got yellow roses, pink roses, I've got some red roses, and then I've got some purple flowers and greenery that I was going to try. Hello, welcome in everybody. Thank you for participating on my first single live. I appreciate all of you popping in. Like I said, it might not be your jam, but I'm talking about floral preservation today. And if there's no questions, I'll go ahead and continue. So we already talked about cutting the stem of the roses at a 45-degree angle. We've talked about whether you can open them up, flatten them out, make them bigger looking, like this here. That is totally up to you and your preference. Just remember, if you put them in when they are like this, and then you dry them, you're not going to be able to do this because it's going to break. They'll break. Okay? So just decide before you dry, you know, how you want them positioned. Like big open bloom or a smaller, tighter bloom. Okay? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a thin layer of the silica gel in the bottom of your container. Now, you don't have to have this container. I use old Tupperware containers. I have used Dollar Tree containers. I have used anything as long as it has a tight seal. So go to the Goodwill. Go to your local Salvation Army store, whatever. You don't have to go out and spend a whole lot of money to do this, okay? Just as long as it is a sealed container. Now, the silica gel you want very fine, almost like sand. If you get silica gel and it's beads, that is going to leave dents in your flowers. So you will have like these pits in the surface of your flowers. So I'm going to show you what Wise Dry looks like. Wise Dry is completely rechargeable. And what that means is you can use this and then you can actually put it in your oven and recharge it. So let me get this under here. So this is what Wise Dry looks like. You see the orange crystals that are inside of that? That is telling me that they are good, that they are ready to be used. When those orange crystals in the Wise Dry go green, that is your cue that you need to recharge. And by recharging them, just put them on. I use these little Dollar Tree, $1.25 foil turkey baster pans. I'll just put a thin layer, 250 degrees, and just leave it in there. Go in there every 30 minutes and give it a stir. And once all of those beads have turned back to orange, you're ready to put them in your container and you're ready to use them again. Once they turn that different color, that's telling you they have saturated as much as they can. They cannot dry anything else. So don't even try to put anything in there because it's not going to be able to absorb any of that moisture. Okay? So now I'm going to go in. All right. Now what I do is I just take my hand here. Let me move you all just a little bit closer. Okay. I just take my hand and I just kind of make it go up into the corners a little bit. And what that does is it ensures that whatever the flower is that I'm putting up against that, because you want the silica completely all the way around. It should be touching every surface. So what you'll do is you'll take your flower and you're going to put it in face up. So you're going to nestle that down in your silica gel. Then you're just going to keep going. Actually, let me put a little bit more silica in here. There we go. Hello everybody that's joining in. Welcome, welcome. Floral preservation tonight. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I am new to the lives, so I'm trying to learn to monitor my comments. You want to give them a little space in between. I have overcrowded before and I still had good results. But you want to try to give it enough space where that silica can get in there. And that's what I love about these baskets, because I can kind of shake them in there. I'm going to try to get all of these. Oh yeah, I'll have plenty of room. Hi Annette, I am doing floral preservation, so we're drying roses tonight. I do resin flower preservation, so I have to prepare all of my flowers before I do that, because you have to dry flowers before you put them in resin or they will rot, essentially. This can also be for if you want to do shadow boxes, or if there's just some special flowers that you want to dry and keep, you can put them in a container whatever you want to do with them. But I'm just teaching you today how to do that. All right, so we already talked about how we're going to do these with the flowers, and I've got some other roses that I'm going to also do, so I can go through that step again with you all. And I am going to put these petals that just had a little spot or two on them, I'm going to go ahead and put them down in here and dry them as well, because like I said, I can put those in a pendant, I could put those in a coaster, I can use them for filler, like say if one of these petals breaks, I can actually use one of these to kind of put that back together. All right, so this is my basket that I'm using. It's from Wise Dry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start covering my flowers, okay? So with roses, you want to be kind of gentle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the edges first. And I'll look back at the comments here in just a second. All right, so why I do the edges first is because on the side, you see how that goes in there? Now when I shake it, you see how that settles? Now look in between there. That's what I'm wanting it to do. So I start on the side so it can kind of envelop the outside edges. And then I'll kind of start filling in the middle. Let's see. Oh, well, thank you for the share, Annette. I appreciate you. I video my crafting and stuff a lot, and I use my YouTube channel, but I'm just now doing lives on TikTok. I do Facebook lives a lot for my jewelry, because I make genuine crystal jewelry as well. But the TikTok thing is a little bit new. So I appreciate you coming in, talking to me, asking any questions. Feel free to ask any questions. My daylight is kind of going out on me. We've had a lot of storms. I live in Kentucky. All right. And now what I'm going to do here again is I'm just going to shake this. You can tap it as well, but I kind of like to give it a little bit of a shake. And what that's doing is that's going in between and getting in between every single one of these flowers. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is very gently cover them. You need to make sure that silica completely covers the top of these petals. There should be no flower hanging out. That is going to be your dark brown, crispy, ugly looking flower. So we want to keep as much of this color as we can. So I'm just going to gently cover these up. And this was what I call day-old flowers. So a lot of times if I'm in between projects, because I do like memorial projects, so I'll do like funeral flowers or memorial flowers, different things like that. So if I'm in between a memorial project and someone says, hey, you know, I want you to make me some bookends with some yellow roses, I will go and buy some flowers. And I have found, out of all the florists, I mean, florists are going to be expensive, don't get me wrong, but I have found that you can get really good flowers at your local Kroger. And there's certain days that they have markdowns. They always have a markdown section where, you know, like I said, they're day old. They might have a couple petals. Hi, Christine. Hi. Welcome to my first live. Thank you, honey, for coming in. I'm trying to look through my screen filter. Oh, thank you for sharing. Okay, so I usually will go to Kroger. My local Kroger, I have two in my town. One has better flowers than the other. But on Tuesdays and Fridays is right after they get their trucks. Well, right now they're having a sale. They usually have it this year, every year. They have dozen roses. Now, I'm not talking about with all the greenery and all that stuff. It's just the dozen roses, and you can get them for $6.99. Now, the ones that I'm working with today were actually on clearance. Those yellow roses I paid $2.49 for. $2.49. So if I have to pick a couple petals off of that, and I have a whole dozen yellow roses that I can make something beautiful with, I'm going to do it. I'm absolutely... Hi. Oh, hi, crafty lady. I didn't see that you were in here. Hi. Okay, so this is my yellow roses. We're going to wrap these up. So today is August the 2nd. So that's another thing I love about these boxes is it kind of gets my dates on there because, you know, I'm a busy girl and I have a tendency to forget. All right, so that was yellow. Well, let me clean up this mess over here. Throw all these in here. And I will start from the beginning with, do I have enough light, you all? Can you all see everything good enough? I hope so. Oh, you got baby snuggles. Aww. Okay. So, you see those? You see that price? $2.45 for these. When you really want flowers, you will find them at a good price. All right, so and these have been sitting outside for a little bit because I wanted, of course, under the carport because we've had crazy, aren't they? I mean, I don't know how they look on your end, but they are this gorgeous hot pink. They are absolutely gorgeous. And they're huge. Look how, I mean, look how big those are. All right, so this is how I start. I have my trusty little snippers here. And the other ones I had already pre-cut, but I'm just gonna show you. So I'm going in at a 45-degree angle. So you see my 45-degree angle. And then these are still fresh enough to where I can push these down. But look how big that is. That is huge. Now, like I said, you can spread these out and make them a lot bigger, but when you do that, you're gonna have a lot more silica that gets all down in there that you're gonna have to get out. So I have a tendency just to leave them. So let me cut these real quick. And I'm just gonna be quiet and I'm gonna show you how quickly you can do this. And it's sad that I'm cutting these flowers, but you want to do it as quickly as you can. You know, we always want to like look at our flowers and we want to, you know, wait until they wilt. No, not if you're going to put them in resin. Don't wait until they wilt. Look at the stems on these things. Good grief. All right, give me a second and I can look at the comments, you all. Okay. So that's step one. That is some big old roses. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around each one. Hi, Heather. Hi, you all. I'm so excited to see you all. I just did an impromptu, hey, I'm going to try this and see if anybody shows up. So I'm so excited. I got 8 people in here. Oh my gosh, so excited. I love you guys so much for supporting me. You all have been great. Okay, so before I get all emotional, I'm going to go around each one, and if there's any molded brown, see how this one's got these brown spots? Let's get rid of that. And we want this nice pink fleshy, that's what we want. But like I said, if the petals are bad or moldy, don't keep them. If that, oh my gosh, did you just give me, you gave me a lightning bolt? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you all, please don't feel like you have to do that. Oh, thank you, Christine. Oh my gosh, you all are so, oh my, what is that? Oh my gosh. Seriously, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. I gotta get practice in. I gotta get good. Oh, y'all, seriously. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now quit it. Quit it. Quit it. Quit it. Okay. So, like I said, we're gonna go around here You are not gonna make me cry. I am not a crier, and Christine has already seen me cry twice. Now quit it, quit it. All right. See, this one is torn. Let's get rid of that one. And I'm gonna just cut this little guy right here and right here. Thank you for sharing, Annette. Hi, Concrete Angel. I have the best TikTok pals ever. I am such a lucky girl. I'm going to try to get this done before I lose too much light. It's getting another cloud over there. If it storms again today, I don't know. Y'all are going to have to come get me. I'm ready to move to a drier climate. You're grounded? That's what I feel though. Oh my gosh, Heather, stop it. Stop it. Oh my gosh, girl. Stop. No, you're gonna make me cry. Oh, hi, Robert. I have like the best TikTok friends ever. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Heather. But please, you don't have to do that. A chili pepper? A spicy chili pepper? Really? Okay, okay, Christine. Christine, stop it. Stop it. You're grounded. Craft Lady said I have to ground you. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you. I don't even know how to send gifts or how to even buy stuff. Like, y'all are crazy. I know I'm spicy. I'm spicy. I was spicy yesterday. I was spicy yesterday with the Dish Network people. She definitely won't forget me, just like Verizon won't forget you. One of my crows is standing over there looking at me. I'm waiting for him to start crowing. Okay. Y'all got me all shaking with all these spicy gifts. Goodness gracious. I love you though. Well, Craft Lady, you're going to have to tell me how to exchange them so I can give back, because I have no idea how to do that. No absolute earthly idea how to do that. Okay, I need a basket. Okay, so remember me telling you about the green? You see how these are not as orange? So this will probably be the last preservation that I can get out of these before I have to switch. So yeah, you all need to tell me how to do that, because I have no clue. None. Zip zero. I'm going to pull these little orchids out here because I'm going to use it. So these are some little ground orchids. They look just like real regular orchids. They are wild. They grow outside. And they are at my grandmother's house. And I didn't realize I put this many in here. Hold on just a second. Come on out of there. All right. So again, we're going to get to the sides, sweep up. Okay, Robert. Okay, well, you and Christine and Craft Lady will tell me how to do that so I can start gifting people. Because I see people get gifts all the time and I'm over here like, what do I need? How do I do that? All right, we're going to nestle these babies in their little bed. These are huge and they're very dense, so I don't care what anybody says, they stay in. They go, oh my gosh, I might have to use 2 baskets, y'all. These are huge. No, what, I'm on the computer, I can't tag. Oh. Well, you don't have to tag, Robert. This is just a trial. I had to get these done tonight anyway, and I thought, you know what? What better way to try to cut my teeth on some TikTok Live by doing this? Because I knew Randy wasn't going to be on tonight. So, y'all were going to be trying to find something to watch. Nope. Okay. So I'll put these petals in over here because I'm going to have to use another container. And I don't care if these petals are all folded up or whatever, because like I said, I'm going to end up putting those in pendants anyway. All right. What do you do with these once they are dry? Okay, what I do is I have some videos where I pull them out and then I put them in a airtight dry container. And basically what I will do is I will put them in resin. So whether that's going to be a table, a memorial, I have done, I've got like some molds that are like hearts that stand up on their self, and I'll have a photo. I've put a rosary. I even had one where they had me put his glasses. I have put ashes. But basically I can take any flower, like if you wanted yellow roses and you wanted me to make you bookends, this is the process. I would do the yellow roses. I would dry those. That takes about 3 weeks to dry those. And in the meantime, we're going to be in communications about, you know, do you want glitter in it? Do you want a background on it? Do you want crystals in it? You know, whatever you want in it. And then what we'll do is we'll get the mold out. We'll set up how you want your flowers in it. You will get pictures the whole way. Is this what you like? Is this what you don't like? And then I will start the pouring process. The pouring process takes a long time because I use a deep pour resin, and it is what's called a soft cure. So it takes a long time to actually cure, and I do that because I have to pour layers like 1/2 inch or less because of all the bubbles in the flowers. You're going to have releasing of the bubbles. So once I start pouring, that whole day I'm babysitting. I'm in here popping bubbles, popping bubbles, popping bubbles. And then once that kind of gets almost set, but not all the way, which can take 24 to 48, sometimes 72 hours, depending on humidity, then I'll do another layer and I'll babysit that layer, make sure there's no bubbles. And I do that all the way up to, I've got one mold that's almost 4 inches. So when I do that 4-inch mold, it's a 10-inch heart mold, but it can take anywhere from 6 to 10 days just to pour. Oh, thank you, Christine. If you have any other questions, please let me know, because when I'm doing my lives, I feel like sometimes I'm just my videos, I feel like I'm repeating myself. So if there's something else you want to know, absolutely. All right, so I'm going to sit up here and we're going to go around the edge. Let me get my camera. All right. So I'm going to go around the edge. And see, I would have already been done if I'd have been yakking. See, that's the thing. You can really do this. Anybody can do this. You know, I'm just one of these people that I appreciate nature. Of course, I appreciate all my little critters. And I just love to have beautiful things. And I think that flowers just make me happy. I remember when I was, you know, working, I used to be a nurse practitioner. And when I would have like a really bad week, or if I had a patient that was, you know, just really bad, or something like that, I would go to Kroger and I would get me a little $9 bunch of those Gerber daisies. I know you know what I'm talking about. They were like pink and blue and green and like all the crazy colors. I would get that for me on Friday night, and I would get me some junk food, and I would sit down, and I would just, that would just make me happy, you know, just to have those flowers and, you know, just to have that little decompression. So for me to be able to preserve flowers, this is a whole new, well, it's not new, I've been doing it for a while, but it is an obsession. Like I went through, y'all don't tell on me, I'm gonna tell on myself. I went to the Taco Bell drive-thru, y'all, and they had these hibiscus. And I was like, it's about 20 more minutes until dark. I left Taco Bell, went to the dollar store, walked around until it was dark, and I went back to Taco Bell and cut some blooms off of their hibiscus. It's terrible, but, you know, when you see something pretty, you know, I'm not trying to go in people's yards or whatever, but I do have a neighbor that gives me different flowers from her garden. She's got some really cool stuff. And then I don't know if you all follow her or have ever heard of her, but her name is Renee from Fraley Farms. She is on, it's Fraley Farms and Homestead. She's on YouTube. She's a personal friend of mine, but she has like her own chickens and she grows like all this different stuff, and she makes like salves with stuff and teas and all kinds of stuff. You all should check her out on YouTube because she's got some really awesome tutorials on there. But she gives me some of the prettiest hydrangeas. All right, so there's basket one. And I'm gonna have to get another basket. Am I losing too much light, you all? Dang, you doing all kinds of hashtags. Am I boring you all? If I'm boring you, let me know. I'll go cry somewhere or something. Okay, let's see here. That one's got flowers. That one's got yellow. Okay. Not at all? Okay, so you can see good? Too busy tapping. You all don't have to do that. I'm just super excited that I've got somebody to talk to. And y'all can critique me if I'm not catching the comments, or I'm getting too slow, or if I say the word too much, because I do that. I do that a lot. I can't grow flowers to save my life. My mom did the landscaping in my yard. Well, I am more of a houseplant person. I have a lot of potted plants, but we have a lot of red clay in Kentucky. So you got to get some pretty hardy plants. Now, I know some people that can make sticks grow. My great-grandfather was like that. You could give him a stick and you'd go over there a week later and it'd be blooming. All right, so I'm having to use 2 baskets, y'all, because these are so big. I mean, they're huge. And I have some that I've already dried. I haven't posted the video about it yet, but when I get these in this, I will go in and grab those and show you what they look like, because they were big pink ones like this. Actually, let me do that real quick before I cover these up. Oh, your grandma was like that? I have a lot of fake plants. Do you have fake plants outside too? My neighbor has fake plants. Like, they have fake plants. I'm like, why? Why? Just give them some water. But they've got Christmas trees, like the little Christmas tree branches, and they've got them stuck. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not asking any questions. No outside. All right, y'all. Give me 1 second and I'll get these pink roses and show you. Okay. All right, we're going to have a little show and tell here. Ooh, where did I put them? Okay, so these are almost the same. But that's what they look like dried. So, like I said, they're going to darken a little bit. So, can you see the difference? You're going to be coming through Kentucky again, Robert? You got a route through here? Because they don't have a green thumb. So these were dried. This is fresh. So if you do it correctly and you use the right stuff, I mean, that's pretty close. But these are pretty big. So that was a big batch of these same ones that I dried. And then I throw them in these containers with silica gel packets. So, you know, y'all don't throw away those silica gel things that come in your purses and stuff. Bag them up for me, please. I did a video on these too. These were hydrangeas, y'all. And those same little orchids that I just did. So these were green hydrangeas, and then these were white. And they're dried. They turned out really good. When I first came on, I was talking about how white roses will not be white after you dry them. They will go kind of a cream. So this is what white roses look like when they're dried. So these are completely dry. Like, can you hear that? Completely dry. So white roses will go a cream if they're dried correctly. So that's white roses. And then I want to show you red roses, because remember I was talking about how the red roses can go black if you do not watch what you're doing. So these roses were actually from my grandmother's funeral. My grandmother passed away in May, and I just can't decide what I'm going to do. But these are red roses. They're a deep, deep burgundy now. And then white. And then she had some really cool purple. And some pinks. So I dried a lot of her flowers. And I'm going to make a table. I've already poured the base coat for it. And I have videoed that. But when I say you can literally dry anything, you can dry anything. Except lilies. No, no, no. No lilies. They're really, really pretty. And then you dry them, and it's bad. So don't try that. Don't try lilies. All right. I'll do one more show and tell, and then I gotta get these flowers in before I lose daylight. These are blue and white hydrangeas that I dried. And these, I think they're called hollyhocks. They're like little cups. I was really surprised those did not just absolutely crumble. Purple was your mom's favorite. Oh, you're going to be coming down 65 to go to Montgomery. Let me scroll back. I've missed 1,000 comments. See, that's what I'm talking. I get to yapping and I totally forgot. All right, Heather's fake plants. And Annette was talking about her green thumb. Okay, I think I've caught up. Yeah, I have really had success with, I've got a whole bunch. I've got pink roses, I've got yellow roses, I have got downstairs where I'm getting ready to do a project now. I have these, they're yellow roses with like red tips around them. I did a video on those if you want to go look at them. But they are absolutely amazing. And they had some of those today at Kroger for $6.99, but then I found these for $2.49, and that kind of trumped the $6.99 because, you know, I'm all about a bargain. I'm all about a bargain. All right, so again, around the edges. And I am not using gloves because I am using Wise Dry. This does not have the blue silica, which is more toxic. And now I'm just kind of getting in those little flower petals. All right, let's give her a shake. And like I said, see in between here, I want every single surface. Hi Lee, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Just doing some floral preservation tonight. I've done some yellow roses, and this is my second batch of these like hot pink crazy monstrosities. But I mean, $2.49, I'm all about it. Let's dry them. Let's make something. I actually have someone who wants one of these pink roses in a skull, a resin skull, because you all know I do the resin skulls with the crystal chips inside of them. So I'm actually going to do one of these big hot pink roses inside a resin skull. So the front will look like the skull, and then the top of the back of the head will just be this blooming rose. It's going to be really cool. I'm kind of nervous because the skulls, I have to put the flower upside down because you're basically pouring from the mold is upside down. When I do floral preservations for like tables, they're all facing upward, so I can tell if there's any bubbles. So I'm kind of nervous about putting the flower in upside down. And I'm currently looking for a new resin company because the resin company that I had been using for my deep pour, they've really disappointed me. More so in their customer service, because I had an issue with some resin and they kind of dismissed me. So if any of you all do floral preservation or you know somebody, ask them what deep pour they use for their flowers, because I am on the hunt for a new brand. Any questions? Okay, I have one more basket left, and I have, let's see. So these were $1.40, and they had some greenery and 3 red roses. And this was $1.75, and it has these, I don't know what they are. They're called Statis. But I'm going to stick those in if I have enough. If I have enough basket space. I may have to go get my Tupperware. Okay, it's right there. So when I was talking about you don't have to buy those expensive Wise Dry baskets, even though I am completely 100% obsessed, this is what I've been using for 100 years, you could tell. And it was 100 years old probably before I got it, because I bought this at the Goodwill. And this is my tried and true. Disclaimer, you all. Once you use silica in these, you cannot ever use them again for food. That's why I'm telling you, don't go in your cabinet and get your fancy schmancy whatever and then expect to be able to use it again. Silica will not be food safe anymore after you put it in a container. So that's why I use these old, you know, containers, or like the, I did have some roses that kind of went south in a Dollar Tree, $1.25 container that I was really bragging on because you couldn't get the lids off of them, but they still weren't airtight. So lesson learned. Now I am going to opt to put these roses in the Tupperware because these, the purple ones, I want to use that in my basket because those delicate flowers like that just do better in the basket, because when I'm lifting that basket up and that gel falls to the bottom, I'm not worried about anything breaking. Did I freeze up? Are you all still here? Nobody was talking. Y'all still there watching? Okay, good. Okay, good. I know I'm probably like boring the living bejeez out of you, but I appreciate you being in here. I think I might actually dry some of this greenery here. What do you all think? I'm always looking for some greenery, and I haven't ever dried any of this. So let's just do some snippy here. And it might fail, and you know what? That's okay. Lesson learned. I know that my white orchids that I did off of my plant, of course, I did use my former brand of silica for that because I was out of the Wise Dry. They just basically wilted into soggy messes. What'd you have for dinner, Christine? I had a stupid TV dinner. You all hear that screaming in the background? I don't know if you can hear it. That's my fox. I've got foxes back there. That's Mama Fox telling her baby foxes to get their booties in the den. When I first went live, there was one in my backyard, and I was trying so hard to turn the camera around, but it went live, and here I am, like fingers all over the camera and craziness. Jalapeno grilled cheese and homemade tomato. Really? Really? Heather, dry your own flowers. You're paying like $9 for 6 little tiny dried up nothings. Yeah, now I'm jealous, Christine. Thanks a lot. My TV dinner was really disappointing. But that's my life. You know, like you get 5 minutes to eat. What are you going to eat? Eat now or forever hold your peace. Okay, let's see here. This one is empty. I took the basket out of this one and I was pouring all of the silica in it, and then I couldn't get the basket in, so it became a storage container. You know, I may have made a mistake. Let's see. No. Yeah, I made a mistake. Too deep. Regroup. Where did I just... Well, we may be sacrificing these to the floral preservation gods, but I'm not going to crush my roses. Heather, seriously though, it's super easy as long as you have the right stuff. Isn't that a New Kids on the Block song? The right stuff. I am showing my age. These actually dry really good. These little fluffies. I call them fluffies. Fiery chicken fries. Really, people? Well, Annette, then you know New Kids in the Block then. That was in middle school, high school for us, but you know. Everybody's eating all this good stuff, and I have a generic old TV dinner. Oh, let me tell y'all a funny story. So, I was craving Chinese food the other night, and I really love P.F. Chang's, but the P.F. Chang's closest to me is like an hour away. It's in Louisville. And so I was at the store and I got this P.F. Chang's, I don't know, it was like noodle, kind of like a lo mein or something. Y'all, it was so bad I didn't eat it. Well, I set my trash bag outside, which I know I have way too many critters to do that. I should know better. Rocky the raccoon wouldn't even eat it. That tells you how bad. You had their jacket. Taco salad from the Mexican place down the street. All right. You're fired. Y'all are fired. So fired. Oh my gosh. There's some days, yesterday all I had to eat was a grape and 4 crackers. That is how crazy my week has been. I mean, stupid, crazy weather, trees falling, stuff trying to kill me. Me and Mother Nature trying to have serious discussion talks about what I have done to make her mad. I still haven't figured it out. She hasn't let me know, if you all know. Oh yeah, and Rocky will eat anything. He ate a bird out here one night. I was like, what is that noise? I kept hearing, I called my friend and I was like, there's somebody outside of my house eating potato chips. I said, it sounds like somebody's eating potato chips outside my house. And she's like, girl, nobody is eating potato chips. You have too many cameras. They're not going to be able to get past any of that. I'm like, no, they're out here crunching and eating potato chips. Well, he was eating a dead bird under my car. So if he's going to eat a dead bird, I mean, you know, and wouldn't eat that P.F. Chang's. That is saying something. I am slinging this silica all over this table. I'm going to have a mess when this is over. He was having dinner. So I have to keep a bowl of water out here because he washes his hands. He has to wash it. Raccoons are notorious for that. They gotta just, they are the hand washingest trash pandas ever. Is what they eat and everything else. You would think that hand hygiene would not be their primary goal in life. He is a hand washing fool. I don't know how this greenery is going to work out. This is something new. I only paid $1.40 for this stuff, so we going to try it out. Greenery is really hard to dry sometimes. I've tried those little pom-poms. They're called pom-poms. They look like mums, actually. And they kind of just turn brown. Doesn't matter what color you get. Alright, so there's that one. Now this stuff I'll only dry for, it'll be less than a week for this. And then the roses I'm going to do at least 14 days, if not 3 weeks. It's just going to depend. And like I said, you want to make sure that it's a completely sealed container. Alright, so there's that. Alright, we got 6 little red roses left, y'all, and then I'm probably going to have to cut it off unless I go inside to the studio because I am losing light. And the mosquitoes are going to eat me alive out here. Anyone have any questions about specific flowers or this is my neighbor. I'm gonna gossip. This is my neighbor. He's like 24. He just got out of college. His parents bought him this house. He comes in every day and then orders DoorDash. Like, he can't pick up his food on his way home from work. He has his food delivered. 0 cents. Just saying. Just saying. Mommy still does his laundry. It's their fault. Yes. And DoorDash is like, it's not, I'm not saying that it's a millionaire, but I mean, it's pretty expensive to have stuff delivered. But every day, he just got home and DoorDash will be here in about 10 minutes. Guaranteed. I think that's all I'm going to put of this green mess, because who knows what that's going to end up looking like. My children have been doing their laundry since they were 8. Me too. I better had that laundry started and that hamburger helper cooking on that stove when my mama got home, or I was going to get it. I was going to get it. I better had that floor vacuumed. I'd better had that pick 'em up dishes done. There wasn't no, oh, what is this? Verify to continue. Hold on, y'all. I had to do a puzzle piece. There we go. Thank you. There we go. I had to verify with the puzzle piece to keep going, y'all. Yeah, my mom was no joke. She was like, you better have that stuff done when I get home, or you gonna wish you would never been born. And I believed her. Try to keep these as straight as possible. There we go. Alright, I guess I ain't gonna be preserving nothing else for the next couple weeks, because this is all the wise dry I have left. Like I said, we want all those top petals covered, completely submerged, so you don't have brown ends. I'm just going to throw this little bad boy in there. Why not? Okay, so I have that much wise dry, so if I find something spontaneously, it better fit in that much silica gel. Alright. Okay. Alright. Any other questions? Oh, where do you get the wise dry? Okay, Heather, if you go to my bio, my link tree, there is the Amazon link for this basket, and there's an Amazon link for the wise dry. The wise dry is about $29 for a 5-pound bag, but you can reuse it. I have had these, let's see, I switched to them exclusively last August or September, and I am still recharging and reusing the same ones. And I constantly have flowers in silica gel. But you can get it through the Wise Dry site. But I find that the Wise, because I was going to become an affiliate for them. I really want to become affiliate, you know, because I really like them to send me one of these for free. But the, if you do it on Amazon, if you have Prime, it's actually cheaper. It's like $29. They have the bundle deal, and you could do the basket and a 5-pound bag, and I think it's $59 if you do it. You only save like $4 or $5 if you do the bundle, but you only see that on there every now and then. But the Wise Dry baskets, they come and go because they're popular, but the Wise Dry gel you can get all the time. And it's the only one in my link, because there's different ones. There's desiccants, which is what you would put like in a sachet for like drawers or closets or basements and things like that. You want the actual floral preservation. It's real sandy. So see, it's like super, super fine glitter. Like sand. If you get the bigger pieces, the bigger gel balls, they'll put pits all in your flowers. But the one that's on my link, that's the one you want. And they comes in like 5-pound, 8-pound. I've done the 10-pound before. The last order that I did, they had a special going, and it was 2 5-pound bags. And I got that, but I have, I mean, 1, 2, 3, I've used 10, 15, I've used over 20 pounds of silica tonight, just on this live. Welcome back, Christine. And hey, Heather, yes, Wise Dry can be used. So you see how this is kind of an orange color? When Wise Dry, when that orange turns a green color, that's telling you that it's saturated, it's not going to be able to dry anymore. There are other silica gels that do the same thing. My Wise Dry would go from blue to, I think, orange or something like that. But the ones that are rechargeable, they will change color. So when this goes to a white and green, I can no longer use it. I have to recharge it. And I get these little $1.25 things from the Dollar Tree. Do not buy these from the Dollar General. They're like $4 and something at the Dollar General. Go to the Dollar Tree. They're $1.25. I actually got a bunch for 75 cents at the Dollar Tree. They were marked down after July 4th, and I was like, yes, I will take plenty of those. But you just do a thin layer in that. You put your oven on 250. You put it in there, and you go about every 30 minutes, and you just kind of stir it. And like I said, disclaimer earlier, whatever tools you use with the silica will no longer be for food. So I have like a slotted spoon that's specifically for my silica. Containers specifically from silica. They are stored completely separate from any kitchen stuff, so I don't like try to poison myself or anything. But that's another reason why I like the Wise Dry, because it is the least toxic of all silica gels, and it doesn't give you all that dust. Wise Dry, like I said, I used it for a long time, but it seemed like I was having to just leave stuff in it for a long time. Yes, it's okay to go in, but not in the microwave. The only Wise Dry ones you could put in the microwave are the little packets. You know, like the little packets you find in your purse. They have those in different sizes. You can recharge those in the microwave, but not these. The floral preservation, you have to bake it in the oven. And usually what I'll do is, like, it's on an evening that I know I'm going to be home for a while. I'll just throw it in the oven, and I'll just go in there. Like, I'll just set my Alexa to let me know every like 30, 45 minutes. I'll go in there and I'll just kind of stir it. And depending on how saturated it is, it might only take an hour, hour and a half. But I've had it where I've used it so much that it took 4 or 5 hours. I actually did a video because I have a dehydrator that I use to cure some of my resin projects in. And I thought, you know what, because they said you could do it in the dehydrator. That was a disaster area, because number one, I had to go find little foil trays to put in there. And then after I did the foil trays, it cooked all night. And of course, a food dehydrator, the highest it can go is like 160 or 170, I think. But it cooked all night long. And I came out and the top was nice and pink, and I was like, this is great. I didn't have to babysit it. As soon as I started, it was green underneath. So that was a wash. So I just put it all in the oven and did it that way. I have got so much content I need to post. It's crazy. But put it in the oven, recharge it. And you don't have to get huge bags of stuff. I just get, I mean, if they had a 50-pound bag of this stuff, I'd get it because I use it so much. But like I said, I have bought a total of 5 bags, 5 5-pound bags, and I have used them since August of last year, and I just recharge them, reuse them, recharge them, reuse them. And then if I've got a big project coming and I know I'm going to be having a lot of flowers, I'll just go ahead and order some from Amazon to make sure. Because if I've got stuff already in containers, I'm not going to abandon my project that I already have. So I'll just go ahead and order some more. And that's the only reason why I have as much as I do, because I had a lot of roses. I had over 60 roses that I had to do for a table. And I had containers everywhere. I mean, there was just containers everywhere. But like I said, when you find a product that you really like, stay with it. You know, it's like we talk about, you know, using Bear Creek signature inks and micas and resins and pigments compared to using Amazon. I couldn't tell you how much money I wasted on Amazon because it was a bargain, and then it was just garbage. And then you go and you find like him and you're getting 2 to 3 times the amount for the same price or cheaper, and it's highly pigmented so you don't have to use as much. I'm telling you, buy a product that you like. I don't care if it's $4, $5 more. Spend the money for the better product and you'll be happy with it. And when I find a product that I love, I am like die hard. I am die hard. Wise Dry, if you're watching this, I am die hard for you. Please reach out to me because no one's answering my emails. But Wise Dry is the only brand. Like I said, I had that Activa that you can buy at Michael's. That's what I was getting first, and I used that for quite a while. And then, like I said, someone told me about the Wise Dry, so I tried it. And oh, well, tell Jess I said hi, Robert. But anyway, someone had told me about it, and I thought, I'll just go on there and try it. And, you know, me, being cheap, I'm like, $29? Are you serious? Oh, my gosh, I don't know. Well, I did a comparison video. It's on my YouTube. I don't know if I put it on here or not. But I did a comparison with kind of the similar, some of the same flowers and some similar flowers. And at first I was like, this one over dried, this one didn't dry, but the colors look pretty much the same. So I was kind of using them interchangeably for a while. Well, then when I started doing like large batches of like roses or like really fragile stuff like the hydrangeas or the daisies, things like that, Wise Dry would over dry it. I think that's kind of what Kelly is running into an issue. I think she's got a brand similar to that. It would either over dry certain flowers or it wouldn't dry other flowers. It was the most inconsistent stuff ever. But like I said, once I started using this, I have never gone back. I can tell you how many days something needs to sit. I can tell you what it's going to look like when I get it out. The other stuff, I couldn't do that. I might have to dig one out, look at it, assess it, stick it back in, or I might have to throw them all out because they were completely dry. But when you're doing stuff, you know, you all do tumblers, and you know you want your product to be wonderful. Well, when I'm preserving funeral flowers for someone, I don't want to call them up and say, I'm sorry, but they overcooked. I can't go back and order those again. I mean, I could order them from the florist, the same things, but it's not going to be the same memory associated. And I don't want to let my customer down. So, like I said, sometimes you have to spend a couple dollars more than you would normally. Because like I said, I'm all about a bargain. But spend the $4, spend the $5 more than the other stuff because you know it's going to work. Ooh, it's getting really dark. I got my porch light on back here. I got bats flying around everywhere. There's a lake on the other side of these trees. And we've got a lot of bats. And they just need to come on and eat all these mosquitoes because they are so bad. Okay, before I get off of here, anybody else have any questions, comments? For my first live, did I do okay? Did I keep up with the comments? Did I repeat myself too much? Oh, thank you, Cindy, for the follow. Thank you, Christine. I think I might do some like jewelry tutorials, maybe sit here one night and do some beads or something. I don't know. Thank you, Heather. 7.7. Oh my gosh, y'all, I didn't even look at that. Holy cow, you all. Thank you, Sydney. I appreciate it. I'm used to doing live. I'm never really on camera. I've done more face-to-face stuff posting on TikTok, but yeah, 7.9K. That is crazy for my first live. I mean, I was super excited that I had 1,300 followers. I mean, I had a little party for myself. But, I mean, oh my gosh, y'all, I just hit 8,000. And y'all were sending all those gifts earlier. You all are the most amazing people ever. And I'm fortunate to know a lot of you that I met at Tumblr Invasion in person. But you all have been a saving grace. When my grandmother was passing away and I was in that hospital, your all conversation during lives really kept me going. And I really, really honestly appreciate you even popping in and staying for 20 minutes. I really appreciate it. You all are just, you mean a lot. And then the new people that have come in, thank you so much for watching my live. Thank you for, if you gave me some hearts, thank you so much. I just cannot get over this because I was not expecting anybody to pop on. I know, Robert. I know. And I thank you all for it. You all are like a second family to me, I tell you that. Well, I might as well just adopt you because it's just me and Dad now. I need some sisters and brothers and aunts and uncles. So I guess you all are just going to slide right in those spots, huh? Y'all are great. Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Not bad for my life. Whoa! Okay, Bat. That was a little too close. A little too close there, buddy. Okay. Okay, Robert. Well, I appreciate you all hanging in with me. I think it's going to get a little bit too dark for me to be out here. So maybe I'll pop on another night. I think I'm going to do a Facebook Live with my jewelry Sunday. I may do one tomorrow because I'm doing a bunch of clearance items. I just got a de-stash. I've got so much stuff. But I may get on here and do some bracelets or some earrings some night. Would that be something that anybody would want to watch? Okay, Robert. You be careful out there. Welcome back, Christine. Anybody else have any questions before we sign off? So my goal was to get like 2 hearts, and I got 8.7 thousand hearts. It's all them hearts you're giving me, Christine. That happens to me all the time. I mean, my phone's obsessed anyway. See, you all can see that I can actually speak like a normal human being. It's my phone. It is my phone. 100%. 99% of the time, I'm correcting typos. No, quit. You're going to wear your finger out, girl. All right, well, you all, thank you so very much for attending my first real by myself live. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope you get some rest, some relaxation. If you're working, I hope you have a great day or a great night, either or. Many, many blessings and much love to all of you. You all are absolutely 100% spectacular, and I love my beautiful, perfect strangers, and even the ones that aren't strangers. You all have been wonderful to me. Good night, Robert. All right, you all. I'm going to clean up my mess before it gets too dark. Thank you all again, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Thank you, Cindy, for the likes, the follows, everything. Thank you so much. Good night, Robert. Good night, Heather. It's your phone. I know, Heather. My phone it's crazy. It's crazy. And it has a perverted mind. Because like I said, every time I text my dad, it's something crazy. And he's like, I did not need to know that. And I'm like, that's not what I'm trying to say. Oh. All right. I'm getting off of here, you guys. Good night. I will see you soon. And if any of you all go live here in a little bit, I will pop on and say hi. Thank you so very much. Oh, and Heather and Christine, you all need to tell me how to take my gifts and exchange them so I can give gifts. That's going to be our homework. Night, Heather. Thank you so much. Night, everybody. Now I got to figure out how to get off of here.